In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at the list interface. The list interface is implemented by the ArrayList class. And that's where we use it more often than not, is from using the ArrayList class. But we want to look at specifically how the list interface works. Now, in its most common form, an interface is a group of related methods with empty bodies. When an interface is implemented, the class must write the bodies of this method or be an abstract class. This allows classes that implement the interface to have a skeleton framework and shared behavior with all the classes that implement the same interface. So, one thought to think about in terms of the list interface is all the methods that are in the list interface are implemented by the ArrayList class. This means the ArrayList class actually defines all of these methods. They're not empty. The ArrayList class defines it. Now, other classes implement the list interface, and so they're going to have all the same methods, but they're going to, way the methods work are going to be a little bit different. So let's talk about the methods that are in the list interface. So since the ArrayList class implements the list interface, it has all the methods from the list interface. And here's a brief sample of the majority of the methods that we use on a regular basis. So it's got the add with an object. It's got the add with an int and an object. Set int object, get int, remove object. So it's got all these classic methods that we're familiar with from the ArrayList class. So the ArrayList class implemented all of these from the list interface. So let's look at how we can make a list object. Now, since list is an interface, it can't be instantiated. So I can't say new list. That will give me an error. Interfaces cannot be instantiated. But we can create a list object. So I can say list A. That's fine. I just can't say new list. Now I can set A equal to an object that implements the interface. So ArrayList AR is a new ArrayList. And remember, the ArrayList implements the list. Thus, I can set A equal to AR. Because AR is an ArrayList which implements the interface. Thus, I can store an ArrayList into a list object. And that works just fine. And so, if I say any of the methods from A, so if I say A dot add with an object, it works. It works just fine. A will actually use the appropriate add method. So A will actually use the ArrayList's add method. And so that's the basic premise of how the list interface works and how it relates to the ArrayList class, which implements the list interface. And that's the end of this lesson.